Honorable Abdul Oro, a survivor of many battles. Good morning, Honorable. Great to have you on the show today.
Good morning, my brother. Nice to have you too.
Yes, it's been quite a while. The last time I think we saw physically was when you were still in the House of Representatives.
Yeah,
I was a reporter in the House of Representatives those days.
Yes.
All right. Honorable Abdul Oro is a journalist, a human rights activist, a legal practitioner, and a politician. He was elected to the House of Representatives in 2003 and also served in the Edo State government from 2009 to about 2016 as commissioner in several ministries in the state. He is also an author of a best-selling book, Demonstration of Grace: Struggles and Transition to Democracy in Nigeria. And not forgetting that Honorable Oro has also been an ex-director with the Civil Liberty Organization and so many other things. So, Honorable, let's start this way. Your book, the latest one, Demonstration of Grace: Struggles and Transition to Democracy in Nigeria. Why this title? And even why now?
Well, why not now? Anyway, the title, as you probably know, was inspired by Fela's music, which was "Teacher, Don't Teach Me Nonsense." Yes, and as you well reported, I was a journalist when the military came in 1983. So I had the opportunity of covering military intervention, or in the last stage of Shangari's administration, military intervention, and then also at the point I now found myself being part of a team that founded the first organized, not the first human rights, not the first civil society organization, but the first human rights organization in Nigeria, and that was the Civil Liberties Organization in 1987. So, and that was the year Babangida took over. General Babangida ousted the Buhari administration, the Buhari junta in the military coup. And so we had to hold them accountable for their actions. So they promised to build a new democratic culture, to hand over to a new democratic process. And that process ended in a more or less in tragedy. It took about 10 years or about 8 years, with grave consequences for Nigeria and for Nigerians, and our aspiration, democratic aspiration. Well, the military said they were going to teach us how to be a democracy. They created political parties. They defined those who should be politicians, who should not be. To put it this way, Babangida says, I know those who I don't know who will succeed me, but I know those who will not succeed me, which means the process was not inclusive. It was not people-driven. It was not, the people were not allowed to play a path or a major role in it.
Was already predetermined.
It was predetermined. It was founded in a culture of predatory culture of robbing the people, misleading the people, deceiving the people. And that is to perpetuate a culture of militarism, total military control of the political space, the economic space. You remember the SAP thing, which was up to today. If you look back with the benefit of us, you will see that was when the Nigerian economy started collapsing. In real terms, I mean, the student union, very vibrant activist student union, rose to the challenge. It was crushed, the working people were also crushed. The various movements were crushed. So it was at that point we stepped out and stepped up the struggle to demand initially for prison reforms, the respect for the rule of law, the independence of the judiciary, a free press, freedom of expression, to association, for people to associate freely without any hindrance, And this did not, the police, the military didn't, they saw this as a major challenge to the authority, to their totalitarian control. So we had to just engage them. And I described that era, which we all know was an epoch of impunity. I described that era as an attempt as that is a demonstration of a crazy, a special type of craziness. Demonstration of craze. Or demonstration of craze, or crazy demonstration. Right. So we had to fight them, and in 1999, you could say that they didn't step down voluntarily, because if they knew they could sustain military rule, or if they thought they could sustain military rule, they would have continued. And we didn't give them that chance to continue, because we were waiting. Our demands were clear. We were saying, you must release the winner of the June 12 election, you must install him, and then you must allow the people to decide the future of the country through a sovereign national conference. Those were our specific demands, and we're fighting. We're struggling to achieve them, so that we could resolve so many of the national questions that are still bothering us today, that have become, in fact, that have even morphed into existential problems that we face today, that we engage today. So all those were our demands, and the military felt they had no answer to those demands, and then they now had to install somebody. And you'll see that in that book, I call that chapter Army Arrangement. That is the transition that brought in Obasanjo again as president, as elected president. So it was that period of military rule, and the failure of the military, and the bold resistance put up by the Nigerian people, that I describe as a demonstration of grace. Yeah.
Okay. I know that for a lot of Nigerians who have not. Meanwhile, you can check out the book "Demonstration of Craze: Struggles and Transition to Democracy in Nigeria" by Abdul, and it's something that captures the story of the June 12 struggles and so many other struggles. It's a 614-page. A book of about 30 chapters, so you can do well as a Nigerian to pick a copy and be abreast. But while people will try to get this book, what was it like being a